Hi, everyone, for that are following my mental health page. I apologize, I haven't put anything on there recently, but just to take a moment to say, I put that page together for to hopefully be an encouragement, and to try to post as often as I can about different topics, different things that I've researched and learned about mental health. My testimonies on there of how I basically survived it, and how both medication and as a believer in Jesus has helped me through. So I will try to post more. I know there's a lot of people out there that suffer with depression, anxiety, or panic attacks, or some kind of mental illness, and just want you to know that you're not alone. There's a lot of help out there. It takes time, it takes patience, because not all medication, if we're talking medication-wise, biologically, not. I think there's, again, 38 to 40 antidepressants, and so not one works for all. So it's kind of trial and error at first. So you need a little bit of patience, and I know how hard that can be if you're suffering with depression and anxiety and panic attacks. But I can guarantee you that there is a medication out there that can help you. It's just finding the right one. And so, I encourage you to just keep, if you're not seeing a doctor, please go see a psychiatrist and tell him what your issues are. And so he can, prescribe you something that could possibly work right away. Or if not, continue to work with you until he finds the right one. So just know that, I'm thinking of you, and that, again, I will continue to try to post more often. Summer's been a little busy, and, again, this time last year, I was not in a very good condition, and unfortunately, but through it all, I believe God was with me, and this last year has been a great year in so many ways. And so, just keep the hope. Pray if you're a believer. If not, there's there's a lot of help out there for you. Get a few people that you can really trust, that you can have a kind of a support system around you. It's very important that you can have someone to talk to, and that's someone that you can trust, and have it be confidential. That is a really, really important thing. I guess if I were to say anything today, that if you don't have a support system, think about that, and ask who you feel if they would be part of that for you to help you through this time. And I can guarantee you that it's only for a season. Some are longer than others, but there's so much in the mental health field now that can help you, and you're not alone. I recommend that you try your best, depending on your diagnosis, whether it be uni depression, which is a depression that you can still function. Clinical depression is where you can't, and that's a lot of the times where you would either need to be hospitalized, or, definitely see a psychiatrist so we can start you on a medication, because if you're in a clinical depressed state, that's usually where you can't function. I also recommend exercising, as hard as it is to walk, 15, 20 minutes a day, and try to keep your mind occupied, a hobby if you're off work, or, coloring, whatever, it is that you would give you some sense of joy or accomplishment, or that you're being productive. And also vitamins. There's certain vitamins that really help. Vitamin B6, there's omega-3, magnesium is very important, vitamin C, of course, and vitamin D. Vitamin D is very good. If you start at 1,000 milligrams, because coming the fall, there's a lot of people that get seasonal depression. So I recommend that if you're not on any vitamins, that you be, a multivitamin is good, but most of the time you need a little more of certain vitamins, like I've suggested. If you're going to be taking, and I recommend vitamin D, start off with 1,000 milligrams and maybe work your way up to 2,000 or 3,000, a day. Vitamin B6, you'll just take the one. I'm not sure the milligram of it, but it's either 250 or 500. Omega-3, just the one capsule. I'm not sure the milligrams. What else did I mention? B6, I think I mentioned that. Yeah, I think I've covered them. Those are really good vitamins. I, at one point, seen a naturopathic doctor, and they're very expensive, but it was really worth it. And so these were some of the vitamins she recommended, along with some remedies. But I got past that point and was able to just afford and take these vitamins that really helped. So exercise, vitamins, trying to keep yourself occupied by doing a hobby. Try not to isolate yourself. Try not to lie down, and you have to be very careful about the way you're thinking, even though depression is just awful in the sense of the negative thoughts that you deal with, the shame, the anger, and so we tend to want to isolate ourselves instead of be around people. And most time with depression comes anxiety. So an anxiety is very uncomfortable. It makes you feel where you can't go into a social atmosphere and feel comfortable, and a sense of fear that seems to be there at all times. And so I know all about it. Believe me, I've been through it. And this is what I recommend. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a survivor, really. But through periodic depression in my life, which were short ones, but I've had one of the worst ones was about 2 or 3 years, and it was quite a battle. But I came out, and you will too. If you're a Christian, don't run from God, run to God. We tend to get angry at God, and why this God, why, and I've been there, and I've learned that the closer in that time that you draw closer to God, He's able to give you that peace, and able to give you that comfort and that hope that you need, so keep the faith, just keep doing your best, and again, what I've suggested are good things, and any psychiatrist will tell you the same thing. So anyway, I will definitely try to post more often. Thank you if you're following the page, and if you're, tuning in once in a while. I appreciate it. Again, it's really just to help others that maybe have questions or don't quite understand what it is they're going through. So if I can be of help in any way, I believe I have my contact information on there. You could write me a text or from the page, private message, whatever, and I will respond. Okay, so I hope you have a great day, and again, keep the faith, keep the hope, and keep moving forward. All right, God bless, and I hope you have a good day.